Our particular study is in the southeast of Northern Ireland in the Murlough region, and it's also bordering the Republic of Ireland, and we'll be looking at it as a complete environmental system. And we're looking at the nearshore area, and we're looking at how the nearshore shape of the seabed changes with storms in both the short term and the longer term. So when a storm comes along, how the seabed changes, how it moves sediment around, and how the coastline might be impacted by those changes.
So here we are in the National Trust area, which is Murlough Beach. This beach, we have two different aspects. The first one was going to be economical aspect. Newcastle over there has been built in this area for the beach and the mountains for the tourism. And 30 years ago, they have a really nice sandy beach, but now the beach is gone. So it's really important to understand how it works and where the sand goes. The second aspect is about marine conservation. We have a lot of different species in the bay, and lots of them really love sand and live on the sand or in the sand. But if the sand leaves, they have to live too, so we are going to lose a lot of species in this area.
This is an important beach because we have a very peculiar topography, beach topography, which is called region runnel. And as you can see these bars and this channel in between. This is a very peculiar place in the entire world because it's one of that place where you can see several of these bars.
We are sitting in what we call the base station. So we have two GPS, which are mobiles and are on the quads. And we have one GPS, which is this one. It's gonna stay on a stable position. So we have here a benchmark. So we know exactly the position of this point, and we can have the real data and the real position of the mobiles thanks to this base station and the corrections in real time. So we don't have to correct and post-correct the data afterwards.
So to get this topography of the beach, we set up the DGPS on the quad bike, and we survey cross-shore profiles from the dune to the breaker zone, the wave, more or less.
On this beach we are doing 10 cross-shore profiles, separated about 500 meters from each other, and one intensive part with profiles separated about 10 meters from each other, which gave us an idea, a really precise idea of the changing of the shape and the topography and the morphology of the system. We're coming here every month, but we're also thinking to come after big storm events to see changes on the beach, but also changes on the dune. And it's interesting for us to understand how the region runner's morphology gonna impact on the dune morphology.
We use the drone footage for two purposes. Firstly, for the photography. We stitch together multiple images in order to give us an ortho mosaic of the whole study area. And secondly, where we get overlapping imagery, we're actually able to extract out 3D points. And that allows us to build up a 3D model of the study area.
On the longer term, we're looking at sea level impacts on the coast. So as the sea will increase in terms of its sea level rise, we're going to look at inundation of seawater into inland lowline areas and how they may be at risk in the longer term.
We come every month here. It's to have a lot of data to be able to have a very accurate model to understand how is the circulation inside the bay, and to predict and to be able to say if you can build a new beach on Newcastle, for example, and if it's going to stay there, or if you want to have a map of the habitats, and if you want to know where are the species and when they are going to go, you are going to need to have these models and to understand how is the circulations working inside the bay.
We had a look at the historical photographs, satellite images, also historical data, and we can say that several decades ago this beach was more sandy than it's today. So we are going to find out where this sand is moving thanks to our GPS, and we can then reconstruct how the sand is moving. And for the people it's very important, because if we get this field measurement, we can feed models to know also with the sea level rise how it's going to develop this beach in the future.